Hello everyone, I'm Gary Martin and today I'm at Woolley Park Golf Club in Barnsley. I'm on the academy area, which is absolutely fantastic for newer golfers, and we're going to be discussing how to play a basic chip shot, which is an extension of a putting stroke and should be pretty simple, but I do see a lot of mid to handicappers making it look really hard. So that's what we're going to touch on today. We're going to discuss 3 points. Alright, we're not going to go through all the pre-swing principles, but we're going to go through some of the key in-swing principles which will help you play better chip shots. So in today's lesson we're looking at a chip shot, and you've got to remember a chip shot is just an extension of a putting stroke. So what I want you to do is get a real feeling of how you would use your putter, and hopefully if you've watched some tutorials you'd be very sort of led by the shoulders and trying to keep this sort of triangle in your arms, so there's very little help from your hands. You know, you don't want a second lever in your system like a full swing where your hands are active and sort of hinge. You want to keep them hands holding the golf club and try to really control the stroke with your shoulders and keeping this triangle in your hands. Now I don't want you to lose the feeling of the club head. Alright, what I don't want you to do is become like a robot where you just use your shoulders. I've lost my camera. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted by my camera falling off my bag, my second angle. So as I was saying, I don't want you to become like a robot where you lose the feeling of the club head in your strokes. It's really important that you try to keep the feeling that you know where the club head is and you're not so much of just a robot from across your shoulders. So if you get the club in your hands now and you feel the start of your swing across your shoulders, but maintaining a little bit of feeling of the weight of the club head during the stroke. Really important that for good ball striking. So now we've sort of, you know, talked about the lever system and the control of the stroke being from across the shoulders. I want to just sort of look at posture a little bit, because it's really important, and I'll stand this way on, that if you stood too far away from the ball, the club's going to arc too much around your stroke. And remember, if we're trying to play, you know, a straight chip shot, we don't want too much arc. You know, if we're trying to relate it to a putting stroke, I would like to see the posture a little bit more upright. So I'd use a hand and a thumb to, you know, once your legs are pretty straight and you've tilted, got your bit of a tilt, hand and a thumb away from your body. So that shaft is leaning a little bit more vertical than normal. You probably might see that your heel's lifted up off the floor a little bit. Okay, but from there, when you use your shoulders now, the club won't want to arc so much around your body because your shoulders are going to work a bit more up and down, all right, rather than around. So it'd be much easier to keep that club face square and the path straight back and through, which, you know, for you sort of newer and mid-handicap golfers will really help you control the starting direction of the ball. All right, so one of the drills that I'm going to use for this is, again, using 2 tees and a gate. I'm going to stick 2 down level with my front foot and 2 down level with my back foot, and then we're going to get the ball in the middle. So from there we've got a good visual training aid now when we're practicing to make sure that when we're in posture, so standing tall, tilting, hand and a thumb away from your body and feeling that heel of the club off the floor a little bit, and you'll be able to see from this angle, you've got a nice visual aid now to make sure that your club is moving through the gate on the way back and through the gate on the way through. And we're using a pendulum stroke, trying to make sure the club head doesn't go past the height of the hip. I like to keep the club head when I'm chipping, you know, just above the knee to the height of the hip, because I think if you go any further than the hip, that's when you're going to start to get this second lever in your swing and you're going to really find it hard to judge distance. So when you're chipping from by the green, you don't want a 2-lever swing. You want to be able to control distance and speed. And I think what I see from a lot of new golfers when I'm teaching them is that they've got so much speed for such a short shot. So you've got to really drop yourself down here into second gear and really think about a putting stroke speed. You know, really slowing it down, putting yourself on the putting green in your mind and thinking you've got a putting stroke swing. So really, you know, tone it down a little bit. And as we set up, we're going to concentrate now on the club moving through these gates. That's it. So it's coming out really low. And when it lands, it's going to roll, so it's going to roll out. So this is a great shot for when you've not got any trouble between you and the flag and you've got a little bit of room to work with. I were always taught as well, you know, keep the ball as low to the floor as you can to get that bit of extra control. So I'm finding them really easy to keep straight because there's no curvature in the club face. It's staying pretty square. I'm focused as I'm taking it away like I would with a putter, trying to keep this, you know, it will rotate a little bit on the line of the shoulders, but I'm not manipulating it. You know, I'm really trying to control as I take the club away, keeping the leading edge square to the ball. And then as I go through, getting that feeling of the leading edge, maintaining its and staying square to the target. So I think that's a really simple way for you newer golfers to be able to control a chipping stroke. You know, talking about speed, so you know the length of stroke and the speed of the stroke. Talking a little bit about the path as well, you know, the path in the club face to get the ball setting off on target and staying on target. I hope you've enjoyed that one, guys, and I'll see you at the weekend.